We have safely arrived for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee. It is Thursday, the 11th day of April, 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. We haven't done Winning Wednesday in a while, and we didn't do it yesterday. But we're going to do it today. It's going to be a Winning Thursday. I don't want to confuse you, but we got stuff to give away. If you watch this show at all, or this TV station over the last few weeks, you know Blippi is coming to town. Blippi's Wonderful World Tour comes to the Town Toyota Center on Thursday, April 25th. So if you have kids or grandkids that are in Blippi's entertainment range, apparently he's a pretty popular guy, I don't know. I got tickets to give away, and I got really good seats. I got a family 4-pack. I'm sitting on them right here. These are really good seats. This is like row 7 on the floor of the Town Toyota Center for Blippi and his Wonderful World Tour. Again, the show itself is Thursday, April 25th. And if you want to win them, you send me an email. I know we haven't done this for a while, so let me refresh you. You send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. That's how you enter. You have to send me an email. Employees of local telecommunications solely on broadcasting and the intermediate families are not eligible. Sorry, KC, you can't win. And that's about it. Oh, it's one entry per email address, of course. I can't forget about that. If you have more than one email address, you can enter more than once. But you can't enter over and over and over again on the same email address. We keep track of these things, and quite frankly, it's annoying. So don't do that. You got kids, they want to go see Blippi's Wonderful World Tour for free. By the way, this is a family 4-pack on the floor, really good seats. This is like a $140 value. I kid you not. Send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com. High clouds, 41 degrees. That's what we're going to have all day today, high clouds. We won't stay at 41, of course. We'll get about 10 degrees or 20 degrees warmer than that. Pretty quiet, really. Next couple of days from Mother Nature's perspective. You can get rid of that winter thing now. You try it anytime you want. There you go. Weekend's looking good. Saturday and Sunday, you're going to like it. Forecast details are coming up. News, of course. Sports, the Mariners avoided the sweep thanks to the big dumper. Extra inning heroics from Cal Raleigh. We'll have highlights of that. Preview the prep schedule for the day. It is Thursday. Pause for pets. Colton the dog needs a permanent home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And this Saturday, the place to be, as it normally is on Saturdays, the Pybus Public Market. Sustainable NCW is putting on the annual Earth Day Fair. Bigger and better than ever. I had a chance to talk to Betsy and Marlene, who helped put all this together. Betsy's been a part of the Sustainable NCW for a long time. Marlene is the new executive director. We went down to the Pybus a couple of days ago to talk about it for the big Earth Day Fair this Saturday. We'll talk about that in the back half of the program. Let's do our tour. You see what's behind my shoulder, the Omi Garden camera, and now you see it full screen. Light traffic on the Otabashian Bridge. Pretty nice morning, all things considered. At 41 degree mark is a few degrees warmer than what we had yesterday. We topped off at 61. On Wednesday, our normal high is 60, so it was a pretty typical normal day. Sunrise this morning was at 6:19, sunset tonight 7:45. That's 13 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Good morning to Lake Chelan from our Upper Butte camera, way on top of the butte. That's about 4,000 feet above sea level, looking north on up the Chelan area. Beautiful view there, gorgeous. From our Upper Butte camera, you can see a big swath of Manson. You can see an even bigger swath of Manson right there from our Slide Ridge camera with Rose's Lakes, and I can't remember the name of the other two lakes. I always remember Rose's Lake that you see in your screen there, because I caught a big perch there about 25 years ago. It was one of my fishing highlights. Good morning to Lake Chelan from a different angle. In fact, you can see the butte at the back of your screen there. And by golly, let's say good morning to Dryden and Peshastin. This is the Stein Hill camera overlooking Kashmir. We turn it around 180 degrees so we can look at the orchards and the highway and the mighty Wenatchee River and the Cascades in the distance, looking out over Dryden, eventually Peshastin, then eventually to Leavenworth, and then eventually Winton, and then, well, you know how it goes. From the National Weather Service, here we go. We're going to do what we had yesterday, today. Going to do it all over again. We'll have just high clouds all day today. No real wind to speak of, no rain in the forecast. High of 61, 45 for the overnight low tonight. A little bit warmer on Friday because we're going to have a warmer overnight low with a blanket on. Getting down to 45, we'll get a head start on warming up Friday. Up to 64. Clouds will start clearing out Friday night. 44 for the overnight low. Saturday looking good. Just perfect for the Earth Day fair. Sunshine, 73 degrees. I'll take that. 47 for the overnight low. Another nice day on Sunday. High of 70. And then look at the temperature drop. Big cold front coming down from Alaska. It's going to fly right into our area. Going to cool us way down on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's also going to be a little breezy. It's going to start getting windy on Sunday night. It'll be breezy Monday night, and right on into Tuesday. As you can see, we're going to go from well above normal to well below normal temperatures for both our highs and our lows on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But once we get to Saturday, sunshine will be prevalent for all of our viewing area. All right, that's the forecast. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your news headlines. You're watching the Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
It's me, Blippi! Blippi's back on stage with his brand new Wonderful World Tour.
I'm an excavator.
Sing, dance, and make new discoveries. In Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour with special guest Mika.
My name is Mika. Yeah, it's nice to meet ya.
For tickets and more, visit BlippiOnTour.com. Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Water is essential to living. From clean drinking water for good health to clean water for your pool or spa. Central Washington Water, your water experts. With whole home water filtration systems for your home's best water. Products and supplies to keep your pool and spa water crystal clear. To a full parts department. Count on Central Washington Water for expert help. Shop screen to screen. Come in or call about a backyard consultation. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
High clouds floating around up there. They're going to filter the sunshine for the next couple of days. We'll be in the lower 60s for the afternoon high today. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Sunday is looking good too. A lot cooler and quite windy on Monday and Tuesday. It's 8 minutes after the hour. It took both Wenatchee police and local firefighters, believe it or not, to bring an assault suspect into custody. This happened on Tuesday. Police say a 41-year-old man was sought for allegedly pistol whipping another man one day earlier in the 1400 block of South Wenatchee Avenue. So when police approached him at about 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the suspect allegedly tried to flee down a steep hillside, and that led him to tumble down the slope along with a couple of officers. To retrieve him, police had to call the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department because they have a big old crane. They lowered down a litter to the site. The man was checked for injuries, eventually jailed. Police say they've recovered a BB pistol they believe was used in the original crime. He faces possible charges of assault and resisting arrest. A shop clerk who chased an alleged shoplifter on Tuesday night in East Wenatchee found himself struck with a rock for his troubles. East Wenatchee police say the 7-Eleven at the bottom of 9th Street at about 5:45 on Tuesday afternoon, a 21-year-old man tried to make off with a 12-pack of beer, a soda, and a couple of bags of chips without paying for them. The clerk pursued him out of the store, and during the chase, the alleged thief hurled a rock that struck the clerk in the leg. Police arrested the suspect. He faces possible charges of robbery and assault. The clerk was treated by EMTs and went back to work. A fugitive from Wenatchee police allegedly waded into the Columbia River and refused to come out for a brief time on Tuesday. 25-year-old Devin Durrell Copeland was sought on a warrant from last year, charging him with selling methamphetamine as well as lesser offenses. Well, when police encountered him Tuesday afternoon near Hale Park, he allegedly fled on foot and finally climbed down into the river beneath the W.T. Clark pedestrian bridge. Police summoned a Chelan County Sheriff's Patrol boat in case a rescue was needed. One wasn't because Copeland eventually returned to the shore and was arrested. Columbia Elementary School and 2 middle schools continue and will continue to see declining enrollments. That's according to projections made by school planning consultant Davis Demographics. At Tuesday's Wenatchee School Board meeting, consultant Marcy Horner presented resident student forecast data that showed Columbia decreasing in student population by 30% by the year 2028. The data showed Columbia Elementary can hold 666 students, but the school's enrollment is 341 students, and that makes the school's utilization rate just a little over 50%. For students who live within the boundary of Columbia, their utilization rate is less than 50%.
When you're seeing utilizations really below 70% is a little bit cause for concern. Seeing several below 60% and one at 49% is a really low utilization rate, and it does show that your buildings are not being utilized.
Horner also presented data that shows Orchard Middle School will see a decrease in enrollment of about 15%. In Pioneer Middle School is expected to decrease in enrollment by 27% over the next 5 years. So the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority commissioners discussed the possibility of establishing a brewery and craft district in downtown Wenatchee. This was during their regular board meeting on Tuesday. A design feasibility study by architectural firm Forte Architects was presented to the commissioners at the meeting and proposed the site for the development at 25 South Columbia Street. That's at the intersection of Orondo and South Columbia Street. The proposal suggesting constructing a complex of 3 buildings with a connecting exterior patio that would face towards Orondo Avenue. The design feasibility studies show that the 3 buildings would offer a unique array of rental spaces to interested tenants. Moving forward, the commissioners say they will continue developing designs with the architectural team. And finally, the Brave Warrior Project, a local nonprofit dedicated to supporting individuals and families affected by developmental disabilities, has purchased a brand new building. You briefly saw it there out there in Old Station. The nonprofit recently received a grant of just over $1 million from a Washington State Services account that was established in memory of disability advocate Dan Thompson. The nonprofit used the funds to buy a new building at 125 Easy Street. Brave Warrior plans to renovate the space and use it to expand its current range of services to support local individuals. That's good news. And that, my friends, is the news at 13 minutes after the hour. If you want to know what's going on around here, and we think you do, watch the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on TV. 5, 6, and 10 if you consume your television without using cable or whatever the case may be, or an antenna. It's up and running too on our website right around 5 o'clock. It'll be on ncwlife.com or Evening News will, so or it'll be on our YouTube page or Facebook page and on our app. And if you haven't downloaded our app yet, get about it. There you go. Giddy up. Take your picture. You got the app. And send us an email if something out there warrants our attention. It's pretty easy to do so. It's news at ncwlife.com. Mariners won a game they really needed to win. They got to turn things around a little bit. I know there's a lot of baseball to be played, but still, winning is better than losing. And we'll talk about that when we do sports. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Sangster Motors has the hottest lineup of GMC vehicles in years. From the top-selling Sierra pickups to the all-new Canyon midsize, Sangster has you covered. Add the luxury of a new Yukon or the outrageous new Hummer Electric, and you have it all right here at Sangster Motors.
Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. Or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
I chose Pinnacles because they give you a lot of opportunities for really fun field trips and activities.
It's a smaller school, so you feel more connected to other people. My favorite thing about Pinnacles is definitely how we got to choose our elective. I learn at my own speeds. It's a place where people can be who they want to be, and they show that by using their epic values.
We choose Pinnacles because the staff is accepting.
"16 minutes after the hour, the big dumper hit a big one right over the wall in the 10th inning. Cal Raleigh, the hero. A 2-run jack, and the Mariners beat the Toronto Blue Jays 6-1 yesterday to avoid a 3-game sweep. Raleigh connecting on the first pitch he saw from Blue Jays left-hander Tim Meza. The homer was Raleigh's second of the season.
JP now for 6 against Kikuchi.
Not an easy left-on-left. The pitch. Swinging a soft little loop into shallow right field. Dunks in for a base hit. Dylan Moore rounds third base. Here's the throw home from Springer. It's up the line. J.P. Crawford with 2 strikes against him. Drops a base hit into right field.
And this one in the air to left field. And it is way out of here. Deep into the second deck. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has tied the game.
0 for 2 with a walk.
That could do it. Look at this drive. Carey, goodbye!
Cal Raleigh invades Toronto again. It's a go-ahead 10th inning 2-run home run. And the Mariners are in front.
Cal Raleigh, for his career now, has 9 home runs against the Blue Jays in 15 career games.
Ty France up. First and second, 2 outs, 3-1 Mariners.
That's hammered down the line. Base of the fence. Scoring is Canzone. JP will stop at third. RBI double. Ty France. 4-1 Mariners. There's Haniger. 2 more out there for him. Up the middle. That's going to work. JP scores. Ty will score. Mitch Haniger ringing a bell. A 2-run single. 6-1 Mariners in the 10th.
Ryan Stanek is on the mound.
2 outs, bottom of the 10th inning.
A couple of men aboard. Bo's 1 for 4 today. Had a base hit to right back in the 4th inning. Line drive. Canzone coming over. That's your ball game. Mariners get this win. They end a 3-game losing.
Seattle is off today. Then they begin a 6-game homestand. Tomorrow will be the Cubs for 3 games, followed by the Reds in 3 games. To the American League West scoreboard. 1 game between division rivals yesterday. The Rangers beat the A's 6-2. The Rays got by the Angels 4-2, and the Royals beat the Astros 11-2. So the Mariners grabbed a little more room in the division, but again, it's still early. For you fans of the Seattle Kraken, if you haven't seen the Kraken in Climate Pledge Arena, this is your last chance. There's only 5 games left, and tonight is their last home game. They finished with 4 straight games on the road, and the San Jose Sharks, one of the worst teams in the league, are in town. It's San Jose and Seattle, 7 o'clock tonight. You can watch it on Root Sports. Lots of action on the pitch today. In soccer schedule, Caribou Trail League, it's Omak at Kashmir. They'll get going at 6 o'clock. Chelan will travel to Quincy, also at 6 o'clock. Ephrata has a non-leaguer at Cascade. Good luck, Tigers, there. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Earlier in the afternoon, it's Brewster at Orville on the pitch at 4:30, and Bridgeport at Liberty Bell at 4:30. And finally, Manson will travel to Pateros at 6 o'clock. The prep baseball schedule. Cascade will take on Moses Lake Christian at 4 o'clock. It's Waterville Mansfield at Chelan at 4:30, and also at 4:30, Manson travels to Brewster. Orville will be at Lake Roosevelt, and Bridgeport at Tenasket. And the prep softball schedule. Eastmont will be in Yakima for a doubleheader against Davis. The first pitch of the first game will be at 4 o'clock. Waterville, Mansfield at Chelan at 4:30. Manson and Brewster at 4:30. Oroville at Lake Roosevelt at 4:30. Bridgeport at Tenasket at 4:30. They usually, for the small schools, they schedule baseball and softball together so they can take the same bus. Makes sense to me. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 20 minutes after the hour. It is the end of Ramadan. For our obscure holiday, we also have National Pet Day, which is such a big holiday, I didn't even figure out how to tackle that one. Today is National Barbershop Quartet Day. I can take it in small doses. A National Submarine Day, National Cheese Fondue Day. But today, all of America is celebrating National 8-Track Tape Day. There you go. Any 7 8-tracks for just $1, so long as you sign up to the Columbia House. The 8-track, of course, when I talk about 8-tracks to people who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, the 8-tracks were extremely popular from the time, basically from the mid-60s until the early 1980s, and they kind of fell out of favor. The tapes would eventually be replaced by cassettes. 8-tracks had any number of advantages. They played continuously, and they were the first really popular portable personal music thing. It's very hard to listen to records in your automobile. The 8-track was developed by William Lear of the Learjet Corporation. This is a guy who specialized in making small private jets for very wealthy people so they could fly wherever they wanted to, whenever they wanted to, and he wanted the best of everything. And he said they should be able to listen to music in an airplane while they're flying in one of my Learjets, but you can't really put a record player in a jet airplane, so he came up with the idea of the 8-track tape cartridge, got together with Ampex and a couple of the automobile manufacturers and said, think about it, you're not just stuck to the radio. If you make 8-tracks part of your, options for buying a new automobile, everybody wins. People get to listen to whatever they want to while they're driving. You guys can manufacture 8-track tapes and sell them. The artists get royalties. You make money. Everybody's happy. And that's what they did. Starting in 1965, Lincoln, Mustang, and Thunderbird put commercial 8-track players in their cars. We had an 8-track growing up, I remember, very, very well. The last album to be commercially released in 8-track was Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits in 1988, and that was it for the 8-track. So we remember the beloved 8-track today on National 8-Track. Yes, I had an 8-track player when I was younger. I had one in the car, as a matter of fact. Don't have my 8-tracks anymore. Hard to believe, 22 minutes after the hour. Today in history, William and Mary got the gig. Joint sovereigns, William III and Mary II, are crowned as joint sovereigns of Great Britain on this date in 1689. We're going back a long time now, 335 years ago. Yes, they were a husband and wife, and apparently they did a pretty good job of running England at the time. William and Mary, they were a husband and wife, and they were also first cousins. Yeah. Mary was the daughter of William's uncle. Apparently it was pretty common in England back then. Now there's a college of William and Mary here in the States. I wonder if they know the backstory. I don't care. Happy 140th birthday to the Elks. The Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks is organized in New York City. Their headquarters are now in Chicago. The Elks began on this date all those years ago. It was originally, believe it or not, a social club for minstrel show performers in New York City. The idea was to, if you start a private club, you didn't have to worry about liquor laws and your opening hours like a public tavern would have to be. Hey, we'll make it a private club. You got to pay a fee to join the club, and then you can have a party and the cops won't bust you. That's how the Elks got started. The Elks has, of course, seen significant decline in membership. We don't have an Elks in Wenatchee anymore. The Wenatchee Valley is the largest area, population-wise, in eastern Washington that doesn't have an Elks Club. There's an Elks Club in Colville, and in Omak, Spokane, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Yakima. They all have Elks Clubs. The Wenatchee Elks Club, right down the street from our studios, shuttered its doors many, many years ago. In fact, I think the building is still for sale. So the Elks at one point had about 2,200 lodges. Now they have about 1,500 lodges. These things happen. Happy birthday to the Elks. 73 years ago today, Harry Truman said, enough. You can't be bad-mouthing our military policy in Korea, Doug. You can't be writing letters to Congressman Doug undermining the presidency. He is the commander-in-chief. Knock it off. He wouldn't do it. And finally, on April 11th, 1951, President Harry Truman fires General of the Army Douglas MacArthur and sends him home. Huge controversy, especially among the conservative members of the political establishment. They threatened to impeach Harry Truman. Doug MacArthur is a hero. He's a military genius, but he said, yeah, but no, he wants to make war with Red China, and I'm not into that. And of course, Douglas MacArthur came back to the States, a huge hero. There was going to be all kinds of, but he kept making speeches. He wanted to be the Republican nominee for the presidency in 1952. That wasn't going to happen. And he kept making speeches about his policy while still in his uniform, even though he got fired. And there were a lot of people in the military who didn't like that at all. Doug MacArthur out of a job in the States 73 years ago today. And would you buy this? The very first Apple computer. There it is. Designed and hand-built by Steve Wozniak. There it is. The first product ever introduced by Apple, which is now, of course, the most valuable company in the world. Of course, they had to pay for it, so to finance that, Steve Jobs sold his only motorized means of transportation. He sold his Volkswagen microbus for like $200. Steve Wozniak had an HP 65 calculator, which in 1976 was state-of-the-art. He sold that for $500. So they took their $700 seed money, and Steve Wozniak built that, the very first Apple computer. It was on the stage in 1976. Birthdays, one of the most accomplished statesmen in this country's history, Charles Evans Hughes. He was the governor of New York, then he was the Secretary of State, and considered by many to be one of the very best Secretary of States ever. Then he went to the Supreme Court of the United States as an Associate Justice. In 1916, he left the court. Imagine this. He was an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. He left the court in 1916 to run for the presidency, and he got the Republican nomination. In 1916, he lost to Woodrow Wilson. He would eventually return to the court as his Chief Justice, and a pretty good one. Charles Evans Hughes, born in the state in 1862. The oldest living member of the Kennedy family, Ethel Kennedy, is 96 years old today, mother of 11 children, including a daughter who was born after her husband was assassinated. She's outlived 2 of her children, and one of her kids is running for the presidency. Ethel Kennedy is 96. Happy birthday to my brother Eric, by the way. He knows how old he is. We won't get into that. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air, for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Now's the time to get your HVAC checked before the heat comes. You'll want to break it down in July. Well, if it needs a little TLC, call Alpine Air. They'll take a look at it, let you know if you have to do something to it before the heat comes. Special thanks to Pool to Spa Services, our good friends down on Worthen Street by the Pybus Public Market. And finally, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, one of our top sponsors. Still to come, Sustainable NCW's annual Earth Fair is this Saturday. They're going to take over the Pybus Public Market. Betsy and Marlene will tell you all about it. You definitely want to drop down. Mike McNaughty has an opinion, but first things first, Colton the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, Doghouse Brewery, Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and this adorable little boy is Colton. Colton is our 5-month-old puppy, and he's a mix of a few things. We're not entirely sure. One of them is definitely adorableness, though. He has these super cute little spots all up his legs, which is actually different than his brothers and sisters. So we think there might be a little bit of cattle dog in there. But Colton came to us with his 4 brothers and sisters. He's very affectionate. About 3 weeks ago as an owner's surrender, and they're just adorable, rambunctious, loving puppies. And we just can't get enough of them. Hi, buddy. Yes, this little guy loves his people so much. He loves his people more than toys, if you can believe that. He gets along great with everybody. He loves our dogs here and our peoples. Yeah, don't you? He's even another one of our office fosters here, which is a little internal program we're doing. And so he's been spending a couple days in some of our staff's offices, just laying around and chilling. Yeah, and they report that he has been Mr. Polite. Well, that's ironic. But they said that he just lays there and chews on his bone, and he's quiet and just really nice boy. We think he's gonna get a little bigger than this because he's got some big paws, but not too big. He's probably gonna be kind of mid-size, like maybe another little up out there, a little more filled out. Yeah, and still cute though. He's also of that young age where if you do have cats, they could very well be absolute best friends. Because he's still at that spot where he's learning things and learning, you know, what's fun and what to be polite with. And so if you'd like to come meet Colton, we are open Thursday through Tuesday, 11 till 6. And actually, we have just started allowing people to come in on Wednesdays now too. The only thing we ask is that you make an appointment online. We would love you to come and meet him.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery, Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Mary Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, the Federal Assault Weapons Ban of 1994 banned the following weapons: semi-automatic rifles that were able to accept detachable magazines and have two or more of the following: a folding or telescoping stock, a pistol grip, a bayonet mount, a flash suppressor, and a grenade launcher. Okay, fine. But you know what weapon the ban didn't cover? A Ruger Mini 14 rifle. What's relevant about this weapon is that it shoots in semi-automatic mode, can accept the 30-round magazine, and fires a .223 caliber round, just like the AR-15. But the Ruger's not considered an assault weapon. Give that some thought. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
check out clubprocashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Steelhead Cider offers 20 taps with cider, beer, and wine, featuring views of the lake, great music, and fantastic flights. Find it on Wooden Ave behind the bookstore in downtown Chelan.
Kelly's Classic Ace Hardware Store. From the minute you walk through the door, you'll feel the difference. Kelly's revives the days of personal service lost in the big box stores of today. Kelly's Ace Hardware in classic downtown Chelan.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
If you haven't made any plans for the weekend yet, well, we just did it for you. Where you want to be is right here at the Pybus Public Market. It's where communities meet because they're taking over almost the whole joint, certainly where we're standing, inside the local event center and out in the parking lot and around the corner. It is the Sustainable NCW's annual Earth Day Fair. Betsy Dudash is an old friend of ours, back again.
That's
and you
right.
brought a friend with you. Introduce your friend to our TV
This is
family.
Marlene Farrell. She's our new executive director.
So Marlene is the new Jana?
The new Jana. Jana is the new climate action coordinator.
Okay. That sounds like you both have big titles to do. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the nuts and bolts, because Jana Fishback is a legend around here.
I know, I'm so happy that I get to still work with Jana and Betsy and the rest of the board. I've been working in nonprofits for several years, but I live up in Leavenworth, so kind of more Upper Valley. But this is a really good fit because my background is biology, and also I've been interested in environmental issues for a long time, so I'm really happy to be combining all of my loves in this job.
Sounds like it was a perfect fit for you to take over for Jana's position when it became available.
That's right, and I'm still learning, but I've had a lot of good helpers.
Was anybody even considered outside of this lovely young lady for the job?
We talked to 2 other people, but Marlene was just really such an outstanding candidate that we're like, please say yes, and she did. So
how long has this event been in the planning stages? Because you and I talk every year at this time.
We started last fall. I think our first Earth Day Fair meeting was either last October or November. We kind of wanted to lay the groundwork, look at some bigger issues, and then we started meeting bi-weekly in February, and now we're meeting on a weekly basis because it's coming Saturday. So this evening is our last Earth Day Fair meeting, and we have a few little details to hammer out, but pretty much ready.
The first thing I think you guys do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you invite back all the vendors who came last year and came with bells on and did a great job.
That's
Link
right.
always gets to come every year, and all the
They're going to be
others.
here again.
Some
yeah.
of the no-brainers, like such as some of the favorites will be back again this year. Some of the vendors and booths.
Cascadia Conservation District. I love Cascadia. They do great work in the whole county. Audubon Society, they're back. YWCA, so many great groups.
And Link, of course.
And Link.
With their
and the PUD.
PUD, as always.
Waste Management. Techniplex, which we all know as Dulco, and most people don't know about their styrofoam recycling. So this is a great way to publicize it. They're great.
How do you find the vendors that might be new? Because there's a bunch of new vendors this year. I'll let you handle this. Where do you sit together and go, we should invite these people, or do they reach out to you and say, can we be there?
It's a combination because this Earth Day Fair is well respected and people want to be a part of it. So sometimes people reach out. And then we've also been just thinking about how do we make it as diverse as possible and make sure we're reaching our whole region. So we have some from the Upper Valley, like Waste Loop and Tierra Learning Center, which I don't know if you know them. They help with people of different ability levels get out in nature. And then there's the high school groups this year are back. So those ones, sometimes there's turnover, so it depends on if they can make it each year. Yeah, so it's just a variety of things. But we definitely, I think, brainstormed who can we invite and just see if they say yes. And so many said yes this year. We have about 54 vendors this year, which is more, like about 10 more than last year.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's really good news. That's a champagne problem to have, isn't it?
That's right.
But all the vendors have to have one thing in common. They have to be on board the entire idea of what this fair is all about, right?
That's right. Yeah, with the idea that it has something to do with sustainability. It can be environmental sustainability, social sustainability. But yeah, we're also asking them to have no, giveaways that are
bling.
Bling that be plastic and that's going to be thrown away. And we have food vendors for the first time, and we're going to have zero waste for that. We're helping them with having compostable servingware. So yeah.
That was a ginormously huge success during last year's Apple Blossom Festival, wasn't it? I'll let both of you tackle that question.
Yeah.
Whichever one wants to do it. What a great idea, and boy, did you guys get a lot of stuff.
Well, it was really Chris Cameron at
Wenatchee
Confluence Rotary, and they're going to be part of the Earth Day Fair as well. Yeah. But it's kind of her brainchild, but working with Jana and working with Robette Schmidt at Winton Manufacturing. So it all came together in kind of 3 key players. So we're expanding it. Like a few weeks ago, there was food composting and some recycling at
some events at the convention center.
Convention center.
Yeah, at the chamber dinner and things like that.
And there was a roast for the former mayor, I believe, and that was part of it.
Yes, yeah. Zero waste at that. And this year at Apple Blossom is
it's expanding.
Yeah, instead of I think it was mostly the youth day, but this year it's every weekend and every evening. So the amount of waste that's going to be diverted is enormous.
Are we, and I asked Jana this question 100 times, I'm going to ask you the question because now you're the one. Are we getting better? I mean, we're such creatures of habit. Oh, the batteries are out on this, so I'm just going to take the batteries and toss them in the trash and put in a couple of double A's without even putting your brain 2 and 2 together. Or you got your takeout meal, you take your styrofoam thing, you throw in the trash. Are we getting better?
I think so, because I think you're pausing, even if maybe we don't have all the solutions yet. And maybe we're still throwing things away that in the future, we will be recycling, or maybe just having better products or less packaging. But I think both people and the producers on both sides are realizing that this can't keep going on, that we can't just keep having mountains and mountains of stuff that goes to the landfill. So, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. And maybe the most important thing, and I'm going to stress this as a personal opinion, getting the kids involved. Because nothing makes mom and dad feel more guilty than having little Johnny, 6-year-old Johnny says, that's recyclable, Mom. What are you doing? And there's a lot of kids' activities, right?
Yes.
I'll let either one of you tackle that.
Yeah, I can say a couple.
Say a couple things,
the bike repair group from Kashmir will have bike repair and bike skill stuff going on. Teams Learning Center will be having like an obstacle course. We're doing a scavenger hunt for kids through all the vendors, but then they can win a plant.
I potted up some of my native seedlings annuals.
Cool.
So,
and then groups like WRI and Team Naturaleza and the high school clubs, they all have very kid-friendly activities.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right about one of our goals, long-term and short-term, is to kind of pique that interest in the kids and start the process of them coming on board with just living more sustainably so they can pester their parents and their older siblings and whomever and kind of make that change from generation to generation. So it becomes just part of their lifestyle instead of like, this is a big deal. No, it's not a big deal. It's just, it's how we do things.
Yeah, it just becomes second nature.
That's right.
And you don't take the batteries and toss them in the deal. You save them and you take them to where they need to go. And
you use rechargeable batteries like I do, and they're easy, So there's lots of, what people tend not to think about is there are sustainable options for almost everything in our lives. And a big part of why we do this is to educate, just bit by bit. Even if someone just picks up, 3 tiny tidbits of information that can help them change their lives a little bit, every little bit counts.
3 becomes 6, becomes 12, becomes 24.
That's right.
Before you know it, you're doing it. You're not even thinking about it.
That's right.
What are the challenges of keeping this Earth Day Fair fresh every year? You want people to come back every year, and you want new people to come back every year. It's always a challenge to make sure that you want to bring in people who might not have gone before, but this might be interesting to me.
This year we made a pretty substantial push, and I'll let Marlene address this a little further, to reach out to the Latino community, because it's obviously a big part of our community, and we've had some participation, but not as much as we would like. I mean, so that's been a big thing, and also reaching out to a lot of the high school groups. We've got bands from Pinnacle Preps, band from Wenatchee High School.
Yep, mariachi band from the high school, and also the Wenatchee Valley Youth Symphony. So lots of
that's going to
local...
give it a festive little thing there.
There's going to be live music right over there.
Yeah, so that's adding that kind of fresh element, because we want the music and the food vendors maybe help people to have another reason to linger for a little longer, continue the conversations about sustainability, or just enjoy being here. But yeah, Betsy talked about it really well. But in terms of bilingual, like all the signage, a lot of promotion. We're going to get to be on one of the Spanish radio stations, La Nueva, soon. Yeah, so just doing our part to try to, and have interpreters at the fair, so that I think quite a few of the booths have bilingual materials and bilingual speakers, but if they don't, then we're going to have interpreters there who can assist with that. Yeah.
What do these 6 things have in common? Computers, CPUs or tower computers, tablets, e-readers, cell phones, and power and adapter cords that go with them. You can bring them down here and get rid of them and do the Earth a little favor. This is something new.
This is something brand new.
Talk about this.
Talk about it, Marlene.
Yeah. This is kind of a combined effort between Sustainable NCW and Wenatchee Confluence Rotary and Wenatchee Computer. We kind of got together and said, this is a good time to start an e-waste recycling education and maybe an outreach and also some actual recycling. So we're going to have lots of information so people understand what's involved, like what happens if you throw your computer away versus if it can get recycled, and then especially the precious metals can get recycled and reused, or can your computer get refurbished and given to somebody else? There's the different pathways, but more cyclical. And then at the fair, we're accepting just small devices, as in, like you said, anything from a cell phone up to a laptop or a tower. But we're not doing the peripheries like keyboards or monitors or televisions. Right. But the information's on our website and also be at our fair. But we would love to have those things. And we are going to use the Washington eCycle program, which is safe and certified, and so they have collectors, including like our Goodwills in town, and it goes through a process where then the things will get separated and recycled. But if people are worried about data and data destruction, Brandon, who owns Wenatchee Computer, is happy
They wipe it clean before they do anything.
That's right, and he has the process, and that's how that's going to work.
Yeah, before you bring it down, make sure that you got whatever it is that you want off that hard drive, you get it off the hard drive, because the first thing that he's going to do is wipe it.
That's right. Yeah. So, but we all probably have something in the back of a drawer or in the back of a closet that you've just been leaving it there because you're not really sure what to do with. So,
or
bring it to
you
our
can
fair.
take the hard drive out. That's easy, and bring the rest of it down here as well.
That's right.
I think I personally have 4 old cell phones that I could probably
Do you
bring.
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. You are a popular woman, aren't you?
Jeez. Who knows?
Cascade Auto Center is the big super sponsor. They are the Grove sponsor. No Cascade Auto Center, this doesn't happen in the way it does, but you have other sponsors as well. Do you want to thank some of those?
Yes, I would love to thank a few other ones. Wenatchee Confluence Rotary, that we've mentioned a few times, is a sponsor. Link Transit, Waste Management, Nature Conservancy, Local Tel, Chelan County PUD, and then we have some small sponsors. And then we also want to thank our grantors, which is Thriving Together, and Confluence Health. So they made it possible.
Quick shout out to Waste Management. I travel a lot. I go to places they don't have recycling programs. Everything goes into a dumpster and they take it away. It's like, they don't have to do it, but they do it.
Hopefully in the future, it'll be more like mandated anywhere there. It kind of needs to be more at the state level that it's required, especially it's an issue in rural areas, but where there's curbside trash pickup, there should be curbside recycling everywhere.
It is, again, this Saturday, April 13th. It starts at 10 a.m. all over the Pybus Public Market. Did you see the weather forecast? It's going to be terrible.
Gorgeous.
I'm just kidding.
Sunny and 74 is the latest forecast.
Just gorgeous as well.
It's going to be terrible if you're sick. If you're feeling well, come back out.
No.
Bring the kids, book some time, because you're going to be here for a while. I mean, if they got food, music, and 50 some odd vendors and booths, you're going to be here for a while. You should visit every last one of them. Did I get everything in, Betsy?
I think so.
Did I miss anything?
No, we did great.
Good. Thanks for coming down from Leavenworth, by the way, for doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I heard the folks up at that Winton
manufacturing
is doing great work.
They They are fabulous.
Yeah.
They are
more
fabulous.
and more Wenatchee businesses, and it's going to become more popular for the community composting down here too. So they're just like slowly expanding their footprint.
It is the Sustainable NCW Earth Fair is back again for year number
6, I think.
73. It's the 73rd annual.
I think it's 6.
Thanks for taking time out with us. Is that 6?
6.
6.
I got it right.
Get down here to the Pybus on Saturday. You'll be glad you did. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Sit pretty with spring savings now at Boswell's. Get $200 off all stressless recliners and ottomans, classic power-based recliners, home office chairs, and each seat of a stressless sofa, love seat, or sectional. Plus, get 10% off the new stressless Sky mattress and $50 off each stressless Laurel or Mint dining chair. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
A break from reality. Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. They have the perfect hot tub for any space and any budget, including saltwater hot tubs for the absolute best ownership experience. Find free-flow plug-and-play spas that make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. Tropatone furniture to complete your patio. Make summer a splash with a high-quality, easy-to-set-up above-ground pool with pumps and filters from Central Washington Water, your water experts.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Back at it on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. If you're just joining the show, we have confused you a little bit at the start because it is Thursday, and when we give stuff away on this program, we do them on Wednesdays. We call them Winning Wednesdays. Well, we didn't do it yesterday. You don't need to know why. Long story. But we're doing it again. We're going to make it up by not doing it yesterday, by doing it today. And what we have for you, and if you've been watching this television show or any of our television shows, you know by now that Blippi's Wonderful World Tour is coming to the Town Toyota Center on Thursday, April 25th. That would be, what, a couple of weeks from today, something like that? Thursday, April 25th, Blippy and his world tour coming to the Town Toyota Center. Great for the kids or the grandkids if they fit right into, well, there you go. There's Blippy right there. Blippy's world tour coming to the Town Toyota Center, and I got 4 tickets. And I'm not talking bad seats. I'm talking good seats. If you're going to go see Blippy, you want to be as close to the action as possible. This is on the floor, like right up by the stage. It's like right there. Good seats, expensive seats. They could be your seats if you send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. Employees of local telecommunications, solely in broadcasting, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Eric. You can't win the tickets because you work here. Good seats, expensive seats, they could be yours. Winner@ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. 1 entry per email address. Can't enter over and over again. Don't forget about that on the same email address. And if you don't win, we'll do the drawing a little bit later on today. If you don't win, we're going to do it again next week for another set of 4. Again, these are 4 tickets. 4 tickets, that's good. And they're all together too, which is important. We're going to do it again next week and even the week after that. So we got some of these to give away, courtesy of our friends at the Town Toyota Center. Blippy, Wonderful World Tour, really good seats, winner@ncwlife.com. And again, if you don't win this week, we'll do it again next Wednesday and the following Wednesday. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do the weather forecast because everybody wants to know what the weather forecast is going to be. We'll take care of that when we return. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Bienvenido al Centro de Resolución de Conflictos. Brindamos servicios a los condados de Grant y Adams, ayudando a empresas y personas a resolver problemas difíciles. Ofrecemos ayuda con conflictos de trabajo, problemas residenciales y asuntos familiares. Podemos capacitar a su personal en habilidades de prevención y resolución de conflictos. Llámenos al 509-237-3705 para obtener más información.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents The Magic of Manson.
Welcome to Navarre Coulee Tasting Room in downtown Manson. You're invited to stop by, relax, and enjoy a sample of our longer-aged wines. You will taste the difference from the very first sip.
Tipsy Canyon is proud to introduce their latest lineup of new wines. The Garvins will make you feel right at home as spring unfolds across the Chelan Valley. Come up to the Manson Hills and experience the magic for yourself.
Before we get into the weather forecast, be glad you don't live in Anchorage, because there's a big storm in the Bering Sea that is bearing down on Anchorage with, believe it or not, blizzard warnings. Now, it's the middle of April. These things are not unheard of in Alaska, but Anchorage is going to get like 4 feet of snow. But that system that's going to bring all that cold, nasty weather to southern Alaska is eventually going to come pay us a visit by next week. In the meantime, we're looking pretty good. It's 43 right now here in the big city, 41 in Ephrata. Moses Lake checks in at 37. Omak, the warm spot at 43. They have a tendency to do that. Actually, I'm sorry, 44. 1 degree warmer than us. Still under the influence of a ridge of high pressure, but it's a flat ridge, and that's how the clouds came in. Scooted in over the top of the ridge of high pressure. Going to be hanging around for the next couple of days. Going to be leaving the area on Friday. Saturday and Sunday look pretty good from the National Weather Service. One more look at the forecast. Again, high clouds today, high of about, about 61. For the record, we hit 61 yesterday, so we're going to do it all over again today. We had a little more sunshine yesterday. Not going to see any sunshine today. Filtered sunshine, if any, for that matter. 45 for the overnight low. So even though we have all these clouds, they're very high clouds, and they're not particularly dense, so there's no real rain in the forecast. It's just going to be overcast. Now, because our overnight low tonight is going to be 45, which is pretty mild, we're going to get a head start on climbing up the temperature ladder on Friday, up to 64 tomorrow. But again, lots of clouds. Now, the clouds will be leaving our area while you're sleeping on Friday. Saturday, you'll wake up just a couple of clouds here and there. Even they'll be departing by mid-morning on Saturday, and we got nothing but sunshine. 73, our forecast high on Saturday. It's going to be beautiful. That's why you want to head on out to the big Earth Day Fair put on by Sustainable NCW, because the weather's going to be perfect. Get out and enjoy this weekend. 47 for the overnight low on Saturday night with clear skies. One more time on Sunday with a high of 70. It's going to be a little cooler because late in the afternoon Sunday is when this cold front I was just talking about that's hanging around up in Alaska is going to start knocking on our door. So we'll get down to 43 for the overnight low on Sunday. And look at the big temperature variation. From 73 on Saturday, 48 hours later, we'll be lucky to get to 54. Lots of sunshine, but downright chilly and also breezy on Monday. It's going to be windy on Monday night and windy on Tuesday as well. So we're going to cool down. But boy, Saturday and Sunday looking good. We will see you tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.
with incredible sights and discoveries.
It's here, India, Old Delhi.
That's me, Elizabeth, with my friends Jennifer Veal and Bryant Wood. And today we're exploring a part of the world that I've always wanted to see. We'll start our adventure at one of Delhi's most famous places. All right, so we are standing in front of the Red Fort, and then take our chances touring the market on a rickshaw. The traffic here is crazy. Then we're off to be pampered and dressed in traditional Indian clothes.
I have never been more excited in my whole life.
Before we explore the most beautiful and historic sites in the city. If you can believe it, the water actually used to come all the way up to the third arch. It's a fascinating trek through the wonders of India, and you're coming with us, so you better get ready. This is insane.
We made it, Lizzie, we're almost there.